The name we want to talk about, though, Jeff Jarrett. And
spend my days working hard on the go, but the hands on the clock keep spinning too slow. I can't wait to be alone with my baby tonight.
How does he spell it?
You know my baby's got me wrapped around her little finger. Go ahead.
How does he spell his name?
J-E.
Nope. How does Vince spell his name?
Ah, how does McMahon spell his name?
On Raw, he spells his name.
G-double-O-double-N-double-E. Gone.
Does Jeff Jarrett see that or know it's coming?
Yeah.
He knew it was coming.
He saw it. I didn't know it was coming.
So you did not know that line was coming?
No.
And when you say he saw it, you're watching it on a monitor backstage?
Yeah.
Jarrett's beside you?
Jarrett was right nearby, yeah.
And when he says that, do you turn to see the reaction?
Jeff was cool. I mean, he knew. He just...
What'd Jarrett say?
Nah, he was fine. He left shortly after that, took a couple guitars and left. But no, Jeff was cool. I mean, Jeff didn't think, and I think Jeff had one of those contracts too, but there was no...
he has an audible response.
He was fine. I mean, he really was.
He had to laugh. He laughed about it?
He laughed about it, yeah.
Did you think there was any heat? Did you think yeah, it's funny, but that's a shoot. He's not coming back.
Honestly, we didn't know. We really, I mean, there was absolutely no one that we said, we're not going to take him. We're not going to take him. Those discussions hadn't happened. Keep saying we hadn't done Discovery. We didn't know. You know, we might have looked at it and said, God damn, they got Jeff Jarrett for 2 years at $75,000. Let's grab that.
Quit tiptoeing, Tiny Dancer. Was there heat with Vince and Jarrett right here?
I can't answer that because I don't know. You know what? I mean, Jeff Jarrett and I had our differences over the years, and we were fine that night. You know, it's just business.
Rumors and innuendo for years were that there was heat between the two. Recently, on the MLW Radio Network, Jeff Jarrett was on the Ric Flair show. He says there was no heat, and that's all internet.
Then I would defer to him on that because he would know.
You're in the front office. Why are you acting like you don't know anything?
Look, there was no heat. There was nothing from the standpoint of Vince saying, I don't want that guy, I don't like him. That didn't happen.
So Vince only says the J-double-O-double-N just for humor. You take one of their talent, and that's how you start it. They're gone. That was a character, Vince McMahon, the evil owner of the WWF that's now buying up WCW. He's going to fire everybody. Okay. And also, and I wasn't there. Normally, like I said, did I know it was coming? I didn't. Normally, I would produce Vince on those nights. I wasn't there, so I don't know who produced it, how he came up with it, or anything else. We had a lot of guys that taped things, pre-taped, that we sent to the guys in Cleveland. Rumor and innuendo at the time were that the Palumbo and O'Hare match was cut short from 8 minutes to 3 minutes, and there's speculation that this was a test just to see how they would do.
That's just fucking stupid. Who said that? Was that in your little dirt sheet? Yeah, that's absolutely stupid, insane, ignorant, by someone who has absolutely no clue whatsoever what the hell's going on.
I wish you had a strong opinion.
But that's stupid. And I hate to say when things are, I hate to say something stupid. That's stupid.
Every week. You say it every week.
Well, that's stupid. That's because you bring up stupid shit. That's stupid. But that's my role on the show. Think about that. Okay, think about everything I've said throughout this whole show about we didn't know who we wanted. We didn't know these guys. Bullshit. We didn't. And we're looking at it. We hadn't had Discovery. We didn't know what contracts held. And, let's test Palumbo and O'Hare. Think of the absurdity in the whole scope of we have WrestleMania coming up in 6 days.
And you give a fuck
We've got,
about this. Yeah.
But think about the absurdity of let's test Palumbo and O'Hare. Now, God damn it, pal, when you get down there, I want to test this Palumbo and O'Hare tag team.
Wrestlers believed the WWF asked for the belt to be put on Booker T. Was that you guys booking that? Because
wrestlers believe what?
The boys in the back believe that the WWF wanted the belt put on Booker T. Just the happy ending, or That was just simply to have a happy ending and have a, good feel-good night.
Rumors at the time were that they were going to try to start this WCW TV show, and there would be separate creative in separate offices, but the office would still be Titan Towers, but there would be an off-site spot for WCW creative. Was that something you can confirm was even discussed preliminarily?
Preliminarily, the whole idea was to have two completely different separate brands with different creative teams, with actually different marketing teams and the whole 9 yards. That was the pie in the sky. Oh my God, if we could only do this and pull it off.
Right.
No, obviously that didn't happen.
Johnny Ace, after this show, works as a liaison for guys who worked with WCW, and he's kind of on the transition team, so to speak. He had that role for Bischoff, but now he has it for the WWF as well. Why was Johnny Ace a good fit for that role?
He was there. He right place, right time, timing.
Can you give him a compliment, or are you just going to shit on him?
No, I mean that.
I said, why'd you pick him? He was there.
We didn't pick him from their side. They picked him from their side. How we picked him to come with us was because he did very well at the liaison role, and he did a good job.
WCW laid off all the office staff, but WWE held a meeting to invite them all to apply, and then gave them all contact sheets saying that the WWF would be hiring in the next 30 to 60 days. When the layoff meetings happen, and they call this meeting 2 days after the final Nitro, this will be the 28th, it's a Wednesday, Loretta Walker from Turner's Human Resources Department handles it, not Brad Siegel, which is what a lot of people expected. I don't know why they thought that he would be the guy to do that. Supposedly, though, Bruce, I want to get your take on this.
It was a test to all those employees. That's what it was. They were testing them.
As they're going through all the names and trying to pair everybody off with an HR rep to talk about their exit, everyone laughs when they read off the name Vince Russo, and then they booed. Do you find this a little silly?
Yeah, come on.
At the end of the meeting, by the way, this meeting is not held in the office. It's held at the power plant. And as a rule of thumb, if your company tells everyone to come to another building for a big meeting, that's a sign. It's not funny to laugh, but it is funny now. It's been 15 years. It's not too soon. At the end of the meeting, everybody's then told to leave the power plant and go back to their offices. They're allowed to go there now. And when they arrive, they find boxes to pack their things.
God, what a way to find out your future. That's horrible.
And security escorts everyone out. The Torch reported at the time, a group of former WCW employees have contacted a lawyer and are considering filing a class action lawsuit against Time Warner, citing mental anguish in the company had placed that on them during the sale process. Do you find that a little ridiculous?
Yes, I do.
Rumors are also out there that Eric Bischoff was telling his wrestler friends to talk to him before they signed deals with the WWF. Do you think he was doing that based on, hey, I know how they negotiate, I can help you get more money, or I might still try to put something together, talk to me before you commit to them?
I don't know. Might have been a little bit of both.
Yeah. So that weekend, that's on Monday when Nitro happens. The layoffs happen on Wednesday, and now we're on Sunday, and it's WrestleMania 17. It's in Houston. Several WCW guys were shown in a luxury box. Sean Stasiak, Chavo Guerrero, Lance Storm, Mike Awesome, Mark Jindrak, Sean O'Hare, Chuck Palumbo, Mike Sanders, Hugh Morris, Miss Hancock, and Johnny Ace are all there and on camera. And the rumor and innuendo are that Stasiak already had heat by this point because he had done some sort of primitive form of a podcast and said, yeah, WCW guys are going to be there. We're on the show. Do you remember that?
I don't, but if he had done something like that on Something to Wrestle with Bruce Prichard and Conrad Thompson, everybody would have known.
The front office would have heard for sure.
That's right. Then he'd really have heat.
Not too long after that, about a week or so later, on April 5th, ECW's parent company, HHG, files for bankruptcy. It's official now that inside a 2-week span, no more WCW, no more ECW. The war between these three companies is done. The cheese stands alone. The same day, April 5th, the WWF holds a 3-hour meeting to deal with WCW, which Jim Ross called very productive.
And the first WCW TV taping was supposed to happen on May 9th in Trenton, New Jersey, and the plan was to air it on May 12th from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. on TNN. This is the WCW show that the WWF was hoping to put together. And then later they discussed taping on Saturday night and airing it later that same night live to tape. Why do the plans ultimately for there to be a separate WCW show?
Well, there were a lot of plans discussed. There was discussion of having the Monday Night Raw slot be WCW and the SmackDown spot be WWF. There were a lot of different plans that were discussed, and obviously a lot of them scrapped and different things that came up. I really don't know what the hell the talk is of an 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. show on TNN. But it was, like I said, there were a lot of things discussed. So when you look at it, and we didn't have a lot of talent that we ended up taking from there that was marquee talent.